What's up, everybody? Dark Knight 316, Robert Really Gaming. This is the Tackles and Takedowns podcast. We're going to start off with the highlights of Raw. Then we're going to look over on NXT. And then, when we have time, we'll have time. We're going to play the best, number one, the greatest wrestling game on the internet. Wrestling 20 Questions.
Wrestling 20 Questions.
Robert Really Gaming, will ask Dark Knight 316. He picked the wrestler, and now I have to guess it. Last time, he got it, but he wasn't in the 99%. He beat the 99% because it said 99% of the people could not guess who this character was. He was able to guess it. So, we'll see that. So, here's the Raw highlights. We'll look at that first. Now, it's interesting for some of the stuff that happened. So, right here it says Brock Lesnar challenged Oba Femi to a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam. Now, the interesting thing is there was a controversy at the Night of Champions with Jey Uso and Oba Femi. And the controversy was that Jey Uso choked out Oba Femi, and Oba Femi was trying to, according to WWE and according to him, he's slapping to the ground trying to get the crowd reaction. Jey Uso thought he tapped out. The referee didn't see it as a tap out and said Oba Femi won it. And so there's that controversy on it. So Oba Femi said that, he'll not go after a title match at SummerSlam. He'll go and fight Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell. So, what you think about that?
Well, that's just dumb because who's going to face Sami Zayn? They're just going to get back to Cody Rhodes.
Well, I think one, it's a good thing because it seems like they keep giving this opportunity to Oba Femi, thinking that he's going to be replacing Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, but showing that he keeps making mistakes. Because, why would you keep slapping down and not trying to, Hulk up and stuff like that to make them know that you're not giving up? And then, when he would be like, okay, I'm going to do this and almost botches a few things, I don't think he's ready yet to be world champion. And I think that they're just now realizing, oh, he's not ready yet. He still needs more training. So they shouldn't have brought him up from NXT. And two, that's why they're giving him Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar's the big guy. Oba Femi's the big guy. They'll be good together to try to have Oba Femi learn, better at it. So since it's going to be in a Hell in a Cell match, this will make
but also it's in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar's hometown. So Brock Lesnar's got to win it. I don't think he will, but he's got to win it to be able to.
And then Rey Mysterio defeated Ethan Page. I don't know. I just thinking that they keep, they bring up these people that I think, a lot of times I think that they're from other companies that they come and they bring up and then they squash them when they're on the main roster just because they're from another company. Because, Rey
Mysterio's still wrestling.
Because, Ethan Page came from TNA, and then I think he went for AEW as well. But then he came to WWE. He was in NXT. He was really popular in NXT. And then he won North American champion and won all the champions. And then he gets called up. And what's he doing? He's basically losing to a bunch of people not getting, pushed and not getting championships and stuff like that. They're doing the same thing with LA Knight. Yeah. And they've done it also with Zack Ryder. Because Zack Ryder,
I haven't even seen him wrestle.
He won a couple of matches, when he was Zack Ryder in WWE, they gave him the IC belt and everything like that. But then when he went to the Indies and proved himself that he could be world champion and stuff, now they wanted him back because they really like his wife and stuff. And then so they bring him back, and then now he's like, right now he's trying to have Dan Helsing not curse him, so he's doing that kind of stuff. And then here they have Joe Hendry and the Street Profits, who fought against Austin Theory and the Vision.
So they're trying to make Joe Henry like Elias, where he's playing the guitar and all that.
Yeah, because his song is like, I believe in Joe Hendry. It makes it just like Elias, yeah. And then Joe Hendry defeated Austin Theory because Austin Theory came out and was talking trash. Then the Judgment Day beat down Io Sky because Io Sky wants to face Liv Morgan. And then Jimmy Uso defeated L.A. Knight. And the interesting thing is because L.A. Knight was making fun of Jimmy and Jay and all that stuff. But Solo Sikoa came out to help out L.A. Knight. So it's interesting to see that because now, since Solo Sikoa has nobody, because the MFT broke up, because Tolo Tonga and the other one left Solo Sikoa, so he's now his original name, Solo. He's by himself. He's trying to find people to, join, I guess, a new team or something. I don't know.
It's weird, though, to see, like, Solo Sikoa hasn't really taken off like they really wanted him to.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going back to basically trying to be what was popular before. Like, he looks like he's like a hitman or something. But I don't think...
well, that I think was what the MFTs were, but now, like, they don't really have anything. I think one of them, the Tolatonga or whatever, might... If... Shinsuke's still around, because I don't remember all the wrestlers that they fired, but if Shinsuke's still around, they might try to bring back the Bullet Club. Who knows? But then Raquel Rodriguez defeated Maxine Dupree. But it kind of sucks, though, with Raquel Rodriguez. She has a torture rack as her move, and that does not do good on your neck. Even Lex Luger was saying that, like, years of doing that put a strain on your neck. And so with these women wrestlers, like, they don't wrestle for that long, that's going to put a strain on her neck. She needs to have a different move. But I know that since she's like a big girl, like, this is like a good move for her to do. But I still think it's going to, I don't know of a way that she could do that would be easier on her neck and not really, do anything on there. But it says she challenges Sol Ruka for the women's title, and then Chad Gable defeated JD McDonough via submission because, of course, he's doing the angle lock.
But Chad Gable needs to win the title. He needs to go for the world title.
Mm-hmm.
Start pushing the whole like Kurt Angle feud.
And then they had so the Judgment Day was out there, fight, with JD McDonough, and then it says here that as Triple A Dominic wore Dan Helsing's gifted New York jerseys, one because he didn't curse the New York Knicks, so he got gifted a jersey for this, and thank you for not cursing us, because whoever he cursed, they ended up losing, and so he didn't like that, so he attacked Dominic Mysterio, but they had a briefcase with a bunch of money in it. So, of course, he wants to go look to see what the money is, and it exploded in his eyes on there. And then the big reveal here was Seth Rollins is going to go up against the acknowledged one, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Now, what I think is interesting in this one is I think that they might actually have Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins this time. Because I believe in every chance Seth Rollins has beat Roman Reigns one way or another for a championship. And I don't think Roman has ever beat Seth.
I do not think... I think Seth Rollins takes the title.
I think it'll still be like... Every time Roman faces Seth, he loses?
The only reason why is because I think Jacob Fought 2 turns on Roman Reigns, and then they kind of push a feud into Survivor Series. Now, like, Jacob Fought 2 as, the bloodline Bloodline Civil War or whatever.
Well, I mean, he is in red, so maybe he joins Solo.
Yeah, so I think that they're gonna, because they're gonna push a whole angle like, oh, Roman Reigns, you're washed up. You're too old. Nobody cares about the bloodline anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be him, like Solo, and another one
maybe
again
the Vision
against Roman Reigns, the Usos, and then somebody else. Like that's how I think they're gonna do it to try to get. Like,
you don't think it'll be the tribal Chiefs team against the Seth Rollins team at Survivor Series?
No,
or the team versus team.
I think they'll push it because I also think too that they want to give Seth Rollins back the title, but because he was injured during that whole time, like he's basically promised the title again, and they probably don't want to have him go through Cody Rhodes and do all that stuff. So they will just have him beat Roman Reigns.
You think that maybe Roman will face Cody again and then get it? Because they're trying to build the hub, but it's all again
because the whole thing too could be is they bring back CM Punk later on. And then have like Seth Rollins against CM Punk,
maybe,
and stuff like
they had
that.
a feud before, but I mean they're trying to bring the whole Roman versus The Rock because they've been wanting that match forever, but The Rock kept flaking on them.
Yeah,
and so that's why they're bringing back the old tribal chief thing again.
Yeah,
excuse me, and bringing back Jay and them all together.
But the tribal chief thing's this is what's gonna end for Roman Reigns' career. Like he's gonna end with that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty much gonna be.
I mean, that's his career defining moment. Yeah. So I mean, that's good. I mean, if he retires now, like it's fine because that's what made him popular. But if you keep trying to bring back this team just to do the one thing, it's gonna get old. And
it's gonna be one of those where like the legacy you had with it. What was really good, because you got to think a lot of people did not like Roman Reigns, and for being this whole bloodline and doing all that stuff, it ended up causing like him to even be more popular than what he is. So I think it was a good thing.
So NXT had the Great American Bash. Didn't know that they did, but they had Tony D'Angelo defeated Naraku. Oh, so he actually kept his title. Then I thought they were going to give it to the Naraku guy.
No,
because he just debuted, and he's been very popular in New Japan. But nope, they had him lose, and then of course, Women's Champion North America's Zariah defeated Tatum Paxley, and so I guess they're having her keep it again. Then Shiloh Hill defeated Tristan Angels. And then they had the Speed Champion Rand Sinclair defeated Ariana Grace. And then Saquon Sugars defeated Dion Lennox. And then North American Champion Miles Bourne defeated Tavon Hines. And then they had Kendall Gray defeated Lola Vice to win the NXT Women's Champion. So Kendall Gray's the new Women's NXT Champion.
So they're going to bring up Lola Vice.
Lola Vice will probably be brought up to the main roster.
Yeah, they're going to bring her up to the main roster.
That's probably why they have it in it. So we'll see how Kendall Gray, how that name runs in NXT, and if that's going to be anything good on their. So that's what it said. Main event was a filling out between the former MMA fighter and the former college wrestler. So Kendall Gray was a former MMA one. But yep, that was the main event. Or not the main event, but I mean, that's all the news for the NXT Great American Bash. And good thing that they had the Great American Bash right before the 4th of July. So that's pretty cool on that one. But that's all the ones for the wrestling news. So we'll go to SummerSlam, August 1st and August 2nd. We'll go back to Raw. Page will have the Roman one, and now it's time for
take a look. Go Rollins!
What are we looking at?
Oh, so it's time for Wrestling 20 Questions.
All right.
So if you're not familiar with Wrestling 20 Questions, what it is I will ask 20 yes or no questions about a wrestler that Robert Wheeler gave me shows. So I will answer 20 yes or no questions. I'll turn this way so he can't say I cheated. And he'll tell me whether I'm right or not. I also get 3 hands to try to guess it. And if I guess it within 20, I'm good. If I can guess it within 5 questions, then I am a champion in the point skill on it. So, do you want me to keep the score of the questions?
Yeah, because I'm not good at keeping a score.
Okay, so we'll do this one here. So he can pick any wrestler from any of the companies: TNA, AEW, WWE.
But because you don't
WWF.
know Impact Wrestling and all those other guys, I pick easier ones for you.
Well, I mean, AEW, there's a lot of former WWF guys, so it's easy. So if you picked one of those, it would be easy. It's same with like TNA; it's the same thing on there. But mostly we stick with WWE, WWF, like that kind of stuff there because that's what we mostly watched when we grew up. So it'd be easier for us to know those. And I'm good at the 80s, 90s wrestlers on there. He's good. Or of his favorite wrestlers, like the Attitude, or not the Attitude Era, but the Ruthless Aggression Era and beyond. So we'll see that. So
yeah, that's not my favorite. All right, what's your first question?
Is this wrestler an 80s wrestler?
No.
Does this wrestler wrestle in the mid 90s?
No.
Does this wrestler wrestle at the end of the Attitude Era?
I would say no, but let me check. Well, yeah, I guess technically you could say the end of the Attitude Era. So I would say yes.
So it's then what, 2005 or whatever, or 2002?
Well, end of the Attitude Era was roughly that, to like the 2002-ish.
Yeah.
Right after they bought WCW.
WCW, yeah. Okay, was this person part of the NWO in WCW?
No.
Okay. Is this person is a Grand Slam champion?
I believe so, but let me check. Yes, he is.
Okay. Of the Grand Slam champion, is a part of the World Heavyweight or WWE champion, and not making them a Grand Slam from like ECW.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a for the ECW champion.
Yeah, so it wasn't like ECW and then
no
the other ones.
And I don't think they count the ECW as the as a Grand Slam.
Grand Slam? Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to be the world champion or the yeah.
Okay. So you say no on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Was this person ever in ECW? Even in the return of it?
Let me know.
No. Okay. Is this person? Well, he had to be because he's a Grand Slam. Is this person predominantly known for a tag team?
No.
Okay, so when they won the tag title, it was probably like put together as somebody. It's not one where they were well, no, because he said it's not predominant. I'll use one of my hints.
I'll give you one that's not a like an obvious one, so then you can't get it super quick. He started his career in 2000. And I will continue it. He's wrestling still today.
Okay, I already know who it is then. Is what I'm guessing. So I'm going to lead to it. So, did this person wrestle in WCW?
No.
No? Oh, that's not the person I thought it was.
If he started his career in 2000, he more than likely probably never wrestled in WCW.
Well, I thought that maybe you were saying like he started in WWE in 2000.
So he's
who I thought it was then, because it wasn't the 2000. I thought it was Jericho.
No, he started. Well, maybe I should clarify. He started in the independent for his career in 2000. So he wasn't in one of the big companies at the time in 2000. So
he was in like TNA.
So he started independent. Could have been like whatever independent show was. Yeah.
So he's like a new newbie type one.
He was a newbie at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could have started in OVW and all that. Is this person cursed?
Cursed like how?
Like Dan Helsing?
No.
Curse on him.
Because
I was gonna say it could have been The Miz, but. All right. Started in 2000. That's a tough one. Actually, maybe it might not be, because I kind of think, I don't know though if he started though. I'm gonna go on. Is this person have accolades outside of WWE?
Accolades like what?
Like he's won a college championship, won like gold medals, like that kind of stuff, like in the Olympics and stuff.
Let me check, but I want to say no. I want to say I want to say like you could technically say pretty much like everybody had accolades and achievements, like, but
no, because not all of them won like an NCAA title.
According to what I looked up, let's say no.
No, okay. I'll use a second hint because I have no clue.
Canadian wrestler.
Yeah, but if they started though, because all the Canadian wrestlers I know of are like they started in WCW, like what's his face, Lance Storm, Bret Hart, Owen Hart. What you're gonna try to say? It's Sami Zayn because he's wrestling today. You know, is it a well, yeah, you told me you wrestled.
What number you on?
I'm on 12.
12? Okay. So you didn't beat my record.
Yeah, I think you did it that way, but let's see.
You still have one more hint left if you want to use it.
Did this person just currently win the world title?
No.
Okay, so it's not Sami Zayn.
Is it Sami Zayn? No.
Is this person... well, he's not currently wrestling then, so never mind. But he is a Canadian wrestler. This is hard.
When I'll tell you too, like when I think of currently wrestling, he's one of those that isn't like retired or anything. So he could still be currently wrestling. He could be in independent wrestling.
Yeah, I know, but but the person I was thinking of is currently out injured.
But he could be wrestling, but not like he could be injured, but he's not retired. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not one of those where
I would think that be wrestling today would mean that he's active. Because I'm thinking like
he may not be active. So
because that's why I was thinking.
Like you could think like he could be wrestling today, but he could be on the injured list. He could be
because you don't know if they'll come back. Though.
He could be wrestling today, but he's briefly been in independent. But he's wrestling today, so he could have had one match in the independent, and he's briefly wrestling, but he's like not retired. So it could be somebody who's on the injured list. Like that, it could be somebody who's only had one match.
No, because like the one I'm thinking of is who's currently injured would be KO, Kevin Owens, but he's not wrestling right now. And then Independence, he's currently on the IR. So
he would still be currently technically a wrestler who's active, but he's not retired. But because he's injured,
active roster, but not wrestler.
So if somebody was though, like like Seth Rollins when he was injured, he's technically still wrestling, but he's not. Yeah, he was on the IR, but he wasn't wrestling.
He would be on the IR though, but he's not really.
But he was still, he's still an active wrestler. So, but you still have your hand.
So is this person injured currently?
Yes.
Okay, so it's probably KO then. Does this person have two initials that he goes by?
I mean, I would assume so. Sometimes, yeah.
No, so when they come up, they go KO Kevin Owens like that, or Y2J like those kind of things.
Well, the Y2J would be more than two initials, but yes, I would say potentially this person could go by two initials.
Is this person friends with Sami Zayn?
Yes.
Okay, so that's who it is. All right.
It may or may not be. You never know. You still got one more hint.
Yes, I have a question.
Do you want to use your hint, or if you think you know it, I can give you a hint.
All right, I'll just use my last hint.
Okay, he had a brief WrestleMania match with Stone Cold.
Okay, that's exactly who it is. So I am going to guess it. I'm at 15 questions. And I'm going to guess it's Kevin Owens.
Yes, it's Kevin Owens. Right. And that's why I was saying even though he's technically on the injured reserve, he's still technically an active wrestler.
I wouldn't he would be on the roster.
He's never announced his retirement. He's never, so he's still technically active, but
he's inactive. But I don't think
he's inactive due to injury.
I wouldn't think of him as wrestling today.
But
technically. But
so just to clear up some things, he started at age 16 in the year 2000. So he wrestled in the Independence in 2000.
At 16, you could
wrestle. At 16, in Canada, he probably could.
Maybe.
And then he didn't. I was going to use this one, but because you already led to cheating and knowing it was Kevin Owens.
How did I cheat?
I was going to say he ended up signing with the WWE in 2014.
I would not have known that.
He was a Grand Slam winner. Mm-hmm. He achieved it when he won the Undisputed Tag Team Champions with Sami Zayn. Let me see.
So he only won the WWE title, not the world title?
I believe he won the Undisputed. Remember, he lost it to Goldberg?
Okay, when it was when Roman or whatever unified them.
So he could technically probably come back and face Sami Zayn.
He could.
Because according to this, I looked to see is he retired? Because I
know he's not retired
from a whole active, and it says no, he underwent neck fusion surgery in April of last year, so he's been out a year. So maybe he might be.
He might have to retire. Who knows?
He might be recovered well enough that it had a successful neck surgery like Edge had.
He may have to no longer do those moves though, because remember how he does that one where he rolls up in the corner and does the ball?
So he might just do the Stone Cold Center. But I know people will be tired of seeing KO Sami Zayn rivalry like they try to do. Mm-hmm. But that would be an interesting one.
You haven't seen it in a while because he's been out. Mm-hmm. So that would be interesting to see Sami Zayn go up against somebody big, let's say not Cody, because I'm tired of seeing Cody, but let's say he goes up against Gunther and it's just one-on-one on there, and then he helps Sami Zayn win. They all hug, and then he attacks Sami Zayn and said, I only helped you beat Gunther because I want that title.
Because you could also think if Kevin Owens could possibly come back and win the title, Gunther could retire him at a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
As a way, like, if he actually wants to retire, he can just say, I will end your career and then retire him. So, but, you know, it would be interesting, though, is to see that since Sami Zayn won, Randy Orton takes the title.
Yeah.
He can RKO him out of nowhere.
People will be happy more about that because of how Randy Orton got screwed out of it at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. So it could be something like that.
Because you haven't seen it, Randy Orton?
Yeah.
So you don't know what happened.
I don't know how they're going to do the whole storyline later on, but I know a lot of people are mad that Sami Zayn won.
I mean, I can see it. So maybe what happens is, like you said, Randy beats Sami Zayn, holds the belt to WrestleMania, and then
Cody Rhodes
ends up facing him for the title at WrestleMania, and then they can have a good.
But what could make it interesting is if they do have Sami Zayn keep the title longer, like, you know, he starts actually winning matches. The Money in the Bank could be something like Randy Orton wins Money in the Bank, and then they could have it actually
because they
switch hands
moved
with the
Money
title.
in the Bank to I believe October.
Because you also do not have, like, Drew McIntyre still not. You haven't heard what happened with him.
He's still not coming back yet because they delayed the production of Highlander.
Yeah,
so he still.
So it's like he still hasn't come back yet. So they still got wrestlers out there, and you know, this would be the perfect time too to swap. Have LA Knight win the LA Knight
like
come
big
in.
Who they think not big people win the title.
And if he wins, have him win Money in the Bank, cash it in on Sami Zayn, and start the LA Knight. I think that would be a perfect one to do, simply because then it's somebody fresh. And I know Sami Zayn, somebody fresh that you have for the title, but I think a lot of people are they don't like him. I think
that they just gave it to Sami Zayn and make it like the
whole Daniel Bryan
effect, because it was a triple threat. People thought Gunther was going to win it, or they thought Cody was going to keep it. And it was the same with Triple H and Batista. They thought Triple H or Batista was going to win it. They weren't expecting Daniel Bryan to win it. Yeah. So it's the same effect on here. They're doing the rehashing that story of it. So they'll probably have this. He'll have a brief stint of trying to get all, popular.
Now, if he starts doing the yes movement, then they're trying to make him like that.
I mean, he has the long hair like Daniel Bryan had. So, I mean, that's pretty much what they're trying to do, is do the whole Daniel Bryan effect on there. So I could see that. I could see how you say Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns. But if Seth Rollins does beat Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, then it'll be like Roman cannot beat Seth at all.
Well, I think they can continue a rivalry like that, but then I could also see something like then having if they want to do a storyline, like, to make it interesting, stuff like that, Braun Breaker beats Seth Rollins, and then Braun Breaker has the title, because they just ended their feud.
Yeah,
so it could be
the Bronson Reed could turn on them too.
Yeah,
and join.
So Seth Rollins. It's like Braun Breaker could come back.
What would be funny is if Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns and then now says he's head of the table, he's the tribal chief, and now his new
here's my new vision
is they all have to acknowledge him as the tribal chief, and then now he's by himself, Roman Reigns, and now he has to build up a new bloodline, and then he goes with Solo and the MFT.
They could do it though, make Seth Rollins turn, and then he brings back the Vision. Like, hey, I won the title. Yeah. You guys should, acknowledge me. Brings back the Vision, and then they could basically have the Bloodline versus the Vision at SummerSlam, and then because all you need is
Survivor Series.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Survivor Series. But then because basically Solo would join, and then you just need Solo would join.
It would be enough for
that'd be 5, and then you have the Vision who could have 5.
And Toledo.
Like if Bronson Reed comes back, you would have 5 there, and then you can have the Vision against the Bloodline, basically, and do that if you really wanted to.
There, so, and like I said, I could see if Seth Rollins does win it, he goes up against CM Punk at a WrestleMania or whatever like that, or Royal Rumble, or
I don't know. Does CM Punk still have a contract, or is he just like taking time off?
But he didn't want to go to that Real, the one to go and fight or whatever on there, so he don't want to do that. And then, so he's just taking time off right now. Same with Randy. But, yeah, I mean, that was good. I mean, you picked a good question up on there, because I was trying to think. You had it with the Canadian wrestlers was a little good hint, but I couldn't come up with KO right then and there. What made me come up with KO is because
when you looked at my phone,
I was saying Sami Zayn, and then you were like no, because I was like, what? So Canadian wrestler, he's taking Sami Zayn. He's in a bind, so he's just picking that to try to do it. You said no, and then when you said wrestle today, and I was like, well, then it can't be Kevin Owens, because I was thinking, because Sami Zayn's affiliated with Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
and then you said, oh, he's wrestling today. I was like, Kevin Owens ain't wrestling today. And then you got it to a point where like, oh yeah, but he could be injured. But Kevin Owens is wrestling. I asked if he was wrestling today.
He is still wrestling today, but he's injured.
He's injured. He's on the IR, so he's not wrestling.
The way I look at it for wrestling is if he's retired. So if he's retired, he's technically not wrestling because he was retired. Well, but he is wrestling. Rey Mysterio isn't retired; he's wrestling.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
So, don't get me started with that one. But I do believe though, personally,
what
I
about
like
Brock Lesnar then?
Brock Lesnar is wrestling.
Yeah, but he retired.
And he came back, so he's wrestling. But to me, it's like retired, or like wrestling. Even if you went independent, you had one match, you're still wrestling, even though you'd be then technically semi-retired. He hasn't said that he's not wrestling, nor is he retired. So
I mean, I hope he can come back.
He's still wrestling.
Those neck injuries, it's like,
but
real hard.
Edge came back, so whoever did like the Edge's neck, would be the same people who
did that with Paige.
Yeah,
Paige was able to.
So he might have seen the same to extend. And you think Edge is wrestling into his 50s, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe he's in his 50s.
I think he's going to be retiring soon.
At some point, they got to give it up because. They are getting older. People will probably get tired of their storylines and things like that. So it's like at some point they got to just be like, okay, like the Hardy Boys.
Is he going to come back to WWE and then retire?
They would, but he's technically not going to have the Hall of Fame.
It could be him, E and C.
I can see them
because
having
Edge is already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, right? I can see E and C having a Hall of Fame, which would be. A well-deserving Hall of Fame. Both of them they're probably the greatest tag team that went solo and had success. They're probably, more than I think even the Hardy Boys, even though the Hardy Boys had success. But you got to think.
I would think that out of the Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy had more success than Jeff, because Jeff did win the world title, but then it was only like a small thing because of his problems with alcohol.
And Jeff Hardy was more popular, but Matt Hardy is one that actually reinvented himself and became real popular with that. So,
but that's all the news that we have for wrestling. That was the Wrestling 20 questions that he had. He picked it this time. So next time I will pick the wrestler on it. And it may not be as easy because he's not going to get it within the 16 question. But like always, I'm Dark Knight 316. He's Robert Wheeler Gaming. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Round Table Podcast.
Take it easy, guys. God bless you.